Hello boyos, Rich Boy J here back in with another video, and this is going to be part 18 of the Vardos MOC build series. I feel like I got so much done on the MOC this week. This is definitely going to be one of the bigger updates I've done. Not really on one particular thing, but on multiple things that just really needs to be done with the MOC. And then of course there's the other building that I did get started on right there that you can see in this frame. But before I get into that, I do want to first say shout out to Reddit user Lost in MN. He made a post on the Battlefront subreddit, and he was basically just posting a link to one of my Vardos videos saying, hey guys, look, this guy's building Vardos in Lego, go show him some support. And I really do think I got a pretty big subscriber boost from that post, so I want to say special thanks to you. Hopefully you're watching right now, and also welcome to anyone who did find out about my channel through that subreddit. Obviously, I'm building Star Wars Battlefront 2 Vardos here in Lego, and I do hope that you guys like it. This has been a passion project of mine for quite some time, and I'm having such a blast recreating one of my favorite levels and probably my favorite planet in all of Star Wars Battlefront in Lego. Secondly, I do want to give a shout out to this week's donors on the live stream. So special thanks to Garret Tapal, Jedi Bob, Lego Soldier 82, very special thanks to Lego Soldier 82, and of course SW Bricks 75s. You guys really do help with your contributions to this, and I really do hope that the MOC does it justice in the upcoming weeks. So thank you guys for contributing. Also, for everyone who hasn't checked out the live streams, I definitely urge you to do so. It is a great way for you to not only see the MOC before the update on the weekend, but also just a chance for you to talk with some guys about Star Wars. So it's a pretty good time all around. But like I said, this week I got a ton of progress done on a variety of things. I think you guys are really going to appreciate it. And of course, we got the January 1st sets finally come out, so I'm going to be able to show you guys just how I'm going to incorporate an Inferno Squad battle pack into this MOC. I'm really excited for that. So without further ado, guys, let's jump right into the video. Firstly, let's take a look at the Corvis, and specifically the interior of the Corvis. So obviously that Inferno Squad battle pack came out, which gave me the opportunity to actually start loading this thing up with some actual correct minifigures. So you can see that I have the main cast standing around the little hollow table right there. Got Iden, I used just her face and hair piece from that battle pack, and of course I had to use a custom Hask and of course Del Miko because they were not included in that battle pack. So yeah, that's probably the worst thing you can say about that battle pack. But I did just want to show you guys very quickly that we have the actual Inferno Squad peeps hanging out here on the Corvis, which I honestly, just makes me so happy. Like, I remember when designing this ship, I was so excited to have this part because I feel like it's one of the more like iconic parts of the Corvis, the three standing around the little hollow table. So finally having the ability to have the actual people in there is of course very exciting. But moving on from that, I did also finally add that second Vardos tree over there in the little garden area, so it's nice to finally have that area pretty much finished up. For the longest time I just had one tree and then the stump of the other one, but now finally having both of them, it just makes it look that much more complete. And I really just do think like this entire area, like the front like landing platform area, is just looking very nice, so I'm very happy with that. Coming back around to this side, this is one of the more important updates of this video, but as you can see, I finally cleared off all those excess parts, and I have a little bit of a courtyard over here, so pretty excited to finally have this section pretty much finished up, so I can, get some pretty good pictures and views of this thing kind of from this angle. Just look at how nice that looks. I am just blown away with how awesome that looks. Makes me so happy. But as you guys know, the Boyo Lounge is going to be right below this. If you don't know what the Boyo Lounge is, it's basically a way for the people who have contributed to this MOC via donations on the live streams to be incorporated in the MOC in a very special section of the MOC. It's going to be right below this. The way I describe it is like an exclusive social club. So that's the door to it. It's going to be right below this. And to show you, this section actually does pull off. I'm not going to pull it off because the Boyo Lounge is not going to be shown until really the final update, kind of just to keep it as a surprise and an interesting thing for you guys to see. But I'm really excited to show that off whenever I get the chance to. But all in all, like I said, really happy to finally have this little courtyard area done. And for you newcomers, in case you're wondering why the citizens of Vardos are all shore troopers without helmets, those are just placeholder figures, just for me to know exactly where the Vardos citizens and protesters are going to be. Obviously, like Lego doesn't have a like minifigure for those guys, so I'm gonna have to make them all custom. But that's gonna be something I do towards the end of the mock. In the meantime, I just have those placeholders, and they do a pretty good job at letting me know exactly where they're going to be. The other big thing that I was able to do was finally like get these two buildings finished off. So you can see that they both now finally have that big column down the front of it, similar to the same one that this one has, and they have roofs, which is pretty nice. You're probably going to wonder, like, why did I leave that place exposed on both sides of it? I'm thinking about putting some sort of piece of technology on the roof of the building. I'm not exactly sure what, but I wanted to leave myself some studs available so I could do that. And all in all, I love the fact that this mock has so many buildings and that I'm finally making progress on getting a lot of them done. Like, I remember when this mock was literally just all this flat kind of landing platform, and like now we have 3 really tall buildings, and then of course 2 over there that are in the process of getting built up. So all in all, a lot of the progress I've been making on this has been very satisfying. So I really do think this mock is coming together. If we come over here, you can see that I finally got that light installed, and I can't even begin to describe to you guys how difficult of a process that was, really just because I had already had these 2 buildings like built pretty tall before I started working on that light, and it just got very difficult for me to squeeze both of my arms between here and like solder the wires into the exposed tape that I had. But yeah, it was just such a task for me to do. Now I know moving forward, if I'm going to be building something with this many tall structures, especially tall structures that can't be moved, like all these things are just built into the base plate. It's not modular, it's not anything like that. So like it's built here and it's going to stay here until the mock is completely finished. I just need to leave myself maybe a little bit more room to like get the finer details in, or just implement all the finer details in before I start building up big structures around it. But it is functional. At the end of the video, you guys will see, like I always do, when to turn off the lights in the room, then I'll turn on the lights on the mock, and you guys will be able to see exactly just how much this thing can illuminate the entire mock. So that makes me really happy. You can see from also the thumbnail and the intro of the video, I got my Inferno Squad peeps here walking through that front gate, and I don't know, I think anyone who's played the level will know exactly what this is at the beginning of the mission when you walk up those stairs and you walk through the gate. That kind of inspired my decision to put these guys here. Just to let you know, I'm going to have multiple groupings of the Inferno Squad guys walking around in various parts of the mock, just to represent various scenes. I've come across a few people who don't really like that. They think it's kind of inconsistent with the mock, but I think it's fine. The point of this mock is to incorporate as many scenes as possible, and I feel like it's big enough to where it's not really going to detract from the mock having the Inferno Squad people in multiple places. So all in all, I think it'll be fine, and it'll actually add a lot more to the mock than it would detract by having multiple people. So yeah, we got our Inferno Squad peeps right there walking up, and of course they're gonna walk down this walkway and then go through that final gate. It's not there, but it'll eventually be there, and then they'll make their way back onto that table, where eventually there will be a big tower. So got a big gap right there. I'm actually going to move that table back here. I had it moved back there in the meantime just to make it easier for me to work on a lot of these buildings. But now that I'm really finishing up a lot of this area in here, I'm going to have to move it back pretty soon and start working on the third table stuff, which I think is going to be really, really cool. And finally, the main event of this video is going to be the progress I made on that building right there. It's not finished, obviously. It's going to be a little bit taller. Maybe it's going to be like a third taller than it currently is right now. But it is really nice that I've, gotten it pretty much figured out. Like, I know exactly how the design's going to be going all the way around it, and I was actually really excited to finally get that catwalk implemented and connected to that other building over there, which I actually did make quite a bit of progress on as well. I got the backside built up pretty much just as much as the front side, so I really just have to do the roof to that building and it'll be complete. And I don't know, I just love the way this looks right here. Just having the variety of different styles of buildings, I think, adds a lot to the mock. And considering that I have 3 buildings that look like that one or those over there, it's nice to be building something that looks quite a bit different. So pretty excited about that. One of the other things that I did realize I need to do is have like a banner of some sort hanging from there. In the game, the catwalk is like twice as long and there's 2 banners, but didn't really have that much space for the mock, so I'm just going to have like one red Imperial banner hanging right below that. So I'll have to figure out whether or not I want to do that that in bricks or if I want to just like get a cloth banner made. Not entirely sure what I want to do, but I'll figure it out at some point. But yeah, I'm so happy with this. You guys can also see right there, there's like some spotlights on the side of the building. So I do not have them wired in yet. I'm going to need to do that pretty soon once I figure out like how I'm going to build up the other sides of the building, and then we can move on from there. So yeah, got a lot of progress done. I'm just really in awe at this MOC right now. The fact that I remember so distinctly pretty recently when I was just like building this circle right here, this yellow pattern in the landing platform, and now there's a big ship that covers up most of it, which is totally fine. Like, I love the Corvis. It is well worth it covering up a lot of that circle that I spent so much time on, because I do think it looks so nice. But all in all, I think the MOC just looks beautiful, guys. Definitely let me know what you think about it. But that's really all I have to show you for the lights on portion of this MOC. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the lights off, and you guys can see what the MOC looks like fully illuminated. And here we go. The Vardos lights are on, the room lights are off, and this thing is looking as awesome as ever. It makes me so happy being able to kind of sit back and really just appreciate all the effort and work that I've done on this thing and seeing it all really come together. And I certainly had a vision of what I expected this mod to look like when I first started working on it. And I would definitely have to say that having it actually built in front of me, like, I've really surpassed anything that I could have imagined this mod turning out to be. So I really do hope you guys feel the same way. I put so much work into this thing, and in my opinion, it is certainly paying off. But to show you guys some of the new lights that I implemented, it's actually going to be back over here on this side. Like I said, I finally got that giant Vardos light installed. And you can see it does a pretty good job at just illuminating really this entire area, little walkway area. So I'm happy to have that there finally wired in, which is very nice. One of the things that I'm kind of trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to do is this area right here. I realized that there are no lights in this area, and right now it's daytime, so it makes it a little bit easier to see it, but like when the lights are completely off in this room, and like I said, one of my goals of this MOC is to be able to have it and display it with all the lights off in the room and have it be fully illuminated, then this area is just way too dark. There's not enough light. The complicated thing is, obviously, like I said, this entire section can pull off, which requires me to figure out a way to build it where I can, have basically electricity be transferred from like the wiring underneath the MOC to this. What I'm thinking about is just having like copper tape that will basically connect right below this and like with another area of copper tape. And basically, if you have it setting where it's supposed to be, of course it'll make contact, it'll complete the circuit, and then there'll be like at least these two areas illuminated. And maybe I'll build another one of those Vardos lights to sit on top of this, and then like obviously when you take it off, the lights will turn off because the circuit is broken. But that's something I'm really going to have to put a lot of thought into to like figure out. But let me know what you think about it. These things right here are the specific parts that I'm definitely going to have illuminated. I honestly, when I first built it, I thought it wouldn't make a big difference, but seeing this and then also seeing these over here that are illuminated, I feel like it makes a really big difference in the aesthetic of it, and it would just look a lot better if those were illuminated. So I'm going to have to put in some deep thought to figure out how I'm going to incorporate electricity into that, but that's all nerdy stuff. I'm more than confident I'll be able to figure it out some way. But honestly, guys, that's all I got for you this week. Like I said, I think this is one of the bigger updates that I've done. I just got so much progress done. The MOC is looking more and more complete. I think that right now, my favorite view of this MOC is probably just through here, just because we finally have a culmination of 3 large buildings, and then you can see the other buildings over there on that side kind of peeking out from the background. So all in all, super happy with the progress on this MOC, and that's really going to finish up the video. So let's go ahead and move to the final segment. And that's going to finish up the update this week, guys. I really do hope that you enjoyed seeing everything that I did, and of course, let me know what you think about it. I'm really happy with the progress I've been making on this MOC pretty recently. I've gotten even more inspired to work on it, which is always very nice, and I think that like since this channel is getting an even greater following, it's nice to be able to expose this project to that many more people. So I really do want to give a thanks to everyone who has been here since the beginning, or even if you just found out about it recently. It is awesome that you guys are checking out the Vardos MOC. So moving forward, I would like to hopefully get that other side of that wall finished up. That wall has been something I've been talking about for quite some time now, but now that I finally have the parts to actually do it, I feel that I can do that. And honestly, once that wall gets finished up, like I mentioned up earlier, I'll be able to work on really the other sides of that building right beside it. And I think that'll help me actually be able to honestly just finish up the whole thing, moving upwards to the top of it. So some really exciting things. Now that I've really done just a lot on this entire row of buildings right behind me, and it's time for me to start moving towards that third table in the MOC. So as you can see, like in the updates, I moved that third table back away from these first two tables against that wall. But now that, you know, I've gotten so much done on it, I'm going to have to move the table back there and also start working on just the last few sections of the MOC. So I really am feeling like I'm converging on the end, the completion of this MOC, which is very exciting, especially since I think the coolest parts of the MOC are going to be on that third table, namely the giant Vardos tower that's going to be on that back table. So I think you guys have so much to look forward to with this MOC, and I honestly can't wait to get back started working on it. So that's going to finish up the video today, guys. If you like what I do, go ahead and support the video by smashing the like button, support the channel by smashing the subscribe button, and I'll be back again very soon.